Hey guys, hopefully you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit, maybe a little bit too loud. That's better. If you're new to this channel, I do the 13 zodiacs and I do a wild range of other things too. Singing, dancing. I'm not a professional dancer or professional singer. These are things I use as an outlet to transmute negative energy into positive energy. Okay, so understand this, when I freely express myself, it's not for you to judge. You're more than welcome to, but it's just a reflection of your inner self. And maybe that little cringe factor is something that you need to acknowledge, that you want to be able to express yourself just as freely in your own way, but maybe you've been held back a little bit from doing so, or people have judged you to make you feel shameful about who you are inside, your beautiful self, your inner child. And I'm not going to judge you for that. Okay, so if I express myself on here, you can like, share, subscribe, you could do whatever you like, or you could go to somebody else's channel, it's cool too. So yeah, I do the 13 zodiacs. There's something else I'm going to be doing later too, involving these beautiful, beautiful cards here. Okay, this is called a silver deck. I have a silver deck, this one right here, silver cards. And I believe the spades is swords, the clubs is clubs, the hearts is cups, and the diamonds would be pentacles. Now, I've yet to use these. I don't know when I'm going to do the video for these, but they are very, like, eye-catching. Really pretty. And then I have a gold deck as well. And this one I got from an antique shop. Mind the hair. I didn't even dress up. By the way, my fiance, soon-to-be husband, does these beautiful t-shirts. If you're interested, he does them by hand, okay, with bleach. This one's Bastet, and he has a Nubis on his. The sleeves, this is an extra large, I think, and I cut the sleeves off because they were just too big for me. So I got this deck here from an antique store, okay. This is what it looks like. I think this says made in USSR, but these are my gold cards. So I have a silver deck and I have a gold deck. All right, this is what it looks like. Kind of looks like an eye. Beautiful, same idea, playing cards. I don't know if you could see that. Maybe I can turn the light on, this little thingy. I gotta redo the batteries, recharge the batteries. Can you see? Anyways, this one's a gold deck, and then I have a silver deck, and I'm going to be playing around with that, see what will come out. Okay. And until then, I'm going to continue the readings. We've gotten a few done. I'm going to try to get a couple more done before I have to go back to work. The gold and silver is really specific lately. Oh, what I wanted to talk about too, maybe I'll mention in another video. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? Clear this all up here. Put that over there. Just give me a second. I'm going to clear some space. And we're back. All right. So we're going to continue with the zodiac reads. Like I said, original 13 zodiacs. If you're not sure what that is, just take a look-see. Use whatever search engine you have to do your research. These are before they dropped the OPHIUCHUS and changed it to the 12. All right, so the dates are going to vary just a little bit, slightly. We've already gotten Libra, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Gemini completed. And I guess we're going to do a OPHIUCHUS. That's what just fell in my lap. Okay, November 30th to December 17th. The weather's changing a little bit. Nights can become a little bit cooler. So there's going to be a shift in your body as well. Let's see what we got here. Okay, OPHIUCHUS, what do we got here? 10 of Clubs in reverse, so things that are unseen, maybe burdens or things that are projected onto you, no longer affecting you, or you're no longer bothered by them, one of the two. This could also be past battles that you had before. Maybe you had a little bit of resentment or shame when it comes to certain fights that you picked or ones that you were involved in that you didn't even ask to be joined into. And you're kind of putting that in the past. And then the Queen of Swords energy. Maybe not so much fighting with words anymore. You could be fighting with intellect instead. So that would be mapping out your moves. So planning ahead, kind of like a chess game, knowing, keeping a bit of mystery too, keeping the cards to yourself, not maybe showing that to everybody around you. Maybe you're meeting new people, and instead of divulging everything, kind of like what I used to do in my karmic state, I used to tell everything to everybody all the fucking time, just like an open book. I had no worries, no fears about it. I just was, that's just the way I was. But the thing is that people were using that to their advantage, because some people don't see your light as something to be admired. They kind of just take it as naivety and want to use you for whatever they can gain, which is kind of sad. And I had to learn the hard way, unfortunately. This is Queen of Swords energy in reverse. OPHIUCHUS. What's this Queen of Swords energy in reverse? Page of Cups. Maybe not so much listening to the inner child at this time. All right, there's certain gifts or there's certain things being shown on. Maybe this is like past experiences, and you're not really, it's like a form of enlightenment, but you're kind of not taking a look at it. So maybe things that hurt you, like I said, you could be completely unbothered and you just really don't have the time to look at it right now. That's fine. But at some point or another, with your heart chakra, it really does pay off to do that shadow work, because if you don't do that shadow work, other people aren't going to do it for you. But just because it doesn't look like on the outside, or this energy looks like to others that you're not doing the shadow work or not listening to your inner child, doesn't mean that you haven't already done it. So that's what I mean by keeping that mystery alive, by keeping those secrets to yourself, not maybe divulging everything all at once or telling everybody your hand of cards. What else can we get here for OPHIUCHUS? There's some sort of order. Trust yourself. You know you more than anyone else. Okay? So when you listen to your gut instincts, when you know what is right from wrong, when you know when people are trying to manipulate you, when you know that there are certain people that like to play certain games and you don't want to be involved in that, you kind of retract yourself from the situation or pull yourself back a little bit, and you kind of just watch how things play out. You maybe not speak at this time. This Queen of Swords in reverse energy. I'm not getting like a violent negative side of it. That would be, let's see here. Yeah, I'm not getting like a negative. It's more like pulling back and not speaking. Not because you don't want to, but it's just because you're picking and choosing the certain times that you are speaking the words that you need to speak. So it may come off as narrow-minded, a little bit malicious or bigotry or deceitful, vengeful, prudish, treacherous enemy, an ill-tempered person. This may come off that way, but in this circumstance, the energy I'm picking up is that you're not reacting to what other people are throwing your way, and you are not collaborating with another person or people, and you're also not really doing the shadow work in the out in the open. Okay, so any of these burdens, any of these things behind the scene, you're not really doing that out in the open for people to see, and that's okay. You're allowed to do it on your own time. By the way, there is no rush. There is no race. You heal at your own pace. There is no time limit. You heal at your own pace as long as you're not inflicting harm on others. It doesn't look like you are, but to other people, it may be coming off as such. And then we got on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think you deserve to suffer? Question mark. Now you know what to do. So you understand the situation. I think you've comprehended it pretty well. There's a bit of innocence here. This was written in my left hand. This is from the inner child. I asked my inner child to write a couple down. Out of my deck here, I've got a few that are written down from my inner child. Also for my own healing journey, but also to place in the deck here, because that means a lot to me. And whatever comes through me, through my vessel, whatever I speak to you guys is just a reminder to let you know you're not alone. And whatever path that you're choosing, as long as it's not harming other people, if you want to heal, there is no rush for that, okay? Trust yourself. I do think your inner child wants to get a hold of you. What else can we get here? OPHIUCHUS, the healer, the snake wrangler, the charmer, snake charmer. This could be to do, again, with femininity. That whole serpent, cobra. Cobras, when they attack, they latch on. And of course they use their venom and everything like that too, but they wrap around to restrict. So you could have felt restricted by a lot of people. They used your emotions against you. They kind of toyed and manipulated you a little bit. So I think you've learned that cycle and you've gotten out of that, which is good. Risk, hazard, peril, jeopardy, to hazard, to dare, or to undertake. So being the one that's called out for being the one that's maybe looked at a certain way, because this energy is normally looked at as like somebody that's a betrayer, somebody that's, you know, malicious, somebody that does things behind the scenes for bad intention. I don't feel this is bad intention. I feel you're doing this, but it is a risk. Sometimes being the outcast or being the one to go quiet for a moment or pull back, it takes a lot of courage. And it does come off as being like the odd one out or the oddball. And a lot of people will use this and flip it however they want to fucking flip it. But just remember, keep your integrity, keep your dignity, your self-respect. Do not break for anybody. If you want to keep your cards to yourself and you want to do your healing on your own, that's fine. You don't have to share that with other people. Simmer, to boil gently. So some people may want to stir the pot with you. They may want to turn up the heat a little bit. They may want to test you, poke and prod at you, kind of like an experiment. They want to just like see what they can get out of you. Do not lose your balance. Okay? I'm being guided to tell you, don't lose your balance at this time. You need to keep your balance set. Keep your morals and values. Know where your goals are. That's snake. Health. This is past life oracle card. Okay, focus on your health. Make sure you are healing self. Make sure you're doing what's necessary for you. This is the part of the zodiac that they try to remove. This whole healing self, this healthy mind, healthy chemicals in the brain, this whole idea of regenerating, rejuvenating self and replenishing and reorganizing our DNA to work for us. Okay, and I say that specifically. Kind of looks like it's on a dagger too. So you could use this to your advantage. Anybody that's tried to do certain things, you're taking it and you're learning from it. Instead of maybe inflicting it on others, you kind of just taken that for what it is and you're holding on to it. I don't think with negative intention, but this is definitely a pattern. So your ancestors could have went through this, some of which could have succumbed to it or been manipulated or toyed, and others overcame this. But this is now in your shoes. So this is you stepping up now, here, in this reality, in this realm, this matrix, whatever you want to call it. This is your turn now. And I think you're taking the right steps. Other people may not see that as that, but you are taking the right steps. Can we get a bit more on health for OPHIUCHUS? Hierophant energy. So there's a lot of things set in place. Okay, changes have been made in the past and changes will be made in the future. Past, present, future all play out at the same time, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You don't have to take it. 5 is change. In the reverse, it's also a form of strength too. If you're not going to go with the whole Hierophant idea and the old ways of being, that's okay. But you yourself may have been given this privilege. And sometimes that requires you to keep the peace by not starting anything. So even if other people are going to try to toy with you or use you as an experiment, you have to be able to remain calm. Even if it comes off a certain way to other people, you have to remain calm and not lose your cool, not say something that you're going to regret, right? You do have guidance. You have spirit guides. I do feel like you are already listening to them and you're listening to the guidance. So they could have urged you to maybe speak up about one thing, but then be quiet about another. And they could have urged you to maybe share information with somebody that you know will plant a seed for good or for bad. But ultimately, when the Hierophant comes in like this, when a seed's being planted, even for destruction, it's for like a rebirth of something else. I know that sounds messed up, but the whole idea of the serpent energy kind of subduing certain things, there is a reason for it. There is like a hierarchy, a kind of like food chain idea, if you want to put it that way. So restricting, I don't know, how do I want to put this? Restricting your ability to say certain things, even though you really want to say them, having that self-discipline is really important. Not everybody understands that. Not everybody has learned that lesson, and everybody's on different levels. So trust yourself. Trust your intuition, okay? The hidden things come out when they're meant to come out. And get a bit more on the Hierophant energy, please, and thank you. This is also something that's been passed down your bloodline. Okay. Somebody sees your hard work. They're a little bit skeptical of where you're getting this energy from, or why all of a sudden this mysterious kind of quietness, or maybe not sharing certain things, or maybe they feel that you have more to share, but you haven't done it so far. This could come from the top down as well. This Nine of Clubs energy, a bit of skepticism, somebody that's used to picking fights with other people, but they see you working hard. They know you're not interested in anything like that. I think by not saying certain things, you have shown that you're not interested in that. You may not have taken certain offers too. Like if they're childish offers. I want to say childhood offers. So in the past, other people could have offered you certain things, even as a child, and you could have took them up on it. And then it got you into a world of trouble. So you recognize that pattern. Now, when you're an adult, there's some people that are still in a childlike mind, and they kind of want to stir the pot. So they'll offer you little tidbits of stuff, or they'll offer you little opportunities, maybe to talk shit, or maybe to do something that you shouldn't do, and they're just kind of testing you to see what they can get out of you. But I don't think you're falling for it at all. I think you're just continuing to work, and I think you stare them directly in the eyes as well. When you're looking at them, when you're speaking with them, you do it with integrity. Okay, you have strength, wholeness. And if they're trying to initiate you in any way, I don't think it's working, because I don't think you care to be initiated into something. I think you're just there to do the job that you're supposed to do, whether this be job or maybe working for some sort of congregation or some sort of community thing, whatever this is. You look straight at them as you're working. You continue to work, but you take a moment to briefly look at them and you're like, what can I help you with? And you kind of wait, and then they may stutter, or maybe shift their eyes, or maybe try to throw something out there for you to bite on, like bait, and you're just not, you're not taking it. So to them, that makes them feel like you're the uncertain one, like you're the one that they should be skeptical of, like you're the one that they should really look at as like a threat or a problem, when you're not. You're just kind of doing your own thing. You're on your healing journey. You're minding your own business. What can we get here? Distraction in the news or anywhere else is meant to distract from the elevation of our own frequency, of the collective, and to confuse those unaware of the main goal, to learn from old cycles and break bad patterns, to grow, learn, and move forward. It's exactly what I was just talking about. There will be people that come in to test you. There will be people that come in to just try to distract you or throw you off your game. There will be people that try to give you certain misleading information, or even just try to get you involved in certain things. And I think you may even turn those small little offers down. It's just like a page of cups, right? It's like, oh, this could be an in for somebody that is unawake and unaware and that wants to be a part of something or be initiated into something. They could be like, oh, this is my in, right? So if I say this about so-and-so, or if I do this or whatever, if I collaborate with these people, trust yourself. You know yourself best. And then a numbed limb still has a purpose. So even those around you that try to distract you, hurt you, do whatever they're fucking doing, they still have a purpose to show you something, okay? They're still there to teach you something. Same as a broken limb or a healthy limb. Again, to do with the health. Everybody is growing and learning at their own time. They are figuring out how this reality works. Some people, yeah, from the very get-go were indoctrinated, or they were put under certain spell work, or they were programmed or groomed, and you name it, shit's been done. And this old way of doing things may not be for you. You yourself, if you're put in this position, could be starting a whole new way or a new era of thinking, which is part of the collective as well. When you raise your vibrational frequency and you break the old cycles, the old patterns and stuff like that, even the ones that are confused will catch on that something's different. And to them, they may find that a little bit odd. They may find that a little bit confusing to them. And that's okay. They don't have to understand it, right? That's the whole mystery of it, the hidden things too. But again, people sometimes are in their fear, and when it comes to things that they're not sure of, that whole, what is it? That whole overwhelming sensation of the unknown can trigger some fear responses, okay? Rabbits symbolize fertility, abundance, intuition, new beginnings, spirit guides. So this could be for you. This is a message for you. Take it as it resonates. Opportunity and resources, luck, prosperity, growth, new possibilities, spiritual guardian, nurturing, creativity. That could be one of your roles as well. In this Hierophant energy, you could be a spiritual guide for a lot of people around you, even those that aren't fully awake and aware. That could be part of your job as a healer. All right, which is passed down to you. It looks like you're on your right path anyways. Creativity, smart, purity, innocence, gentleness, Christ consciousness, or inspiration. You could be like a muse as well, helping other people. Even you have a purpose. Everybody has a purpose, okay? Whether you're in your karmic state or your divine state, you still have a purpose. So at no point, in my opinion, should anybody feel lost or left behind or forgotten or unheard or misunderstood. Everybody has a purpose. It's just finding out how to fine-tune that purpose, finding out how to get back on the right path in our healing, finding out what we really truly enjoy and what kind of path we want to lead or lead others into. Even if that means putting down the sword for a moment and not saying certain things to people. There's timing. You could be a bit of a charmer yourself. You know your words are very powerful. That could be why people want to distract you as well. They know your words are powerful and the influence you have over other people. Can we get another past life oracle card? Please and thank you, OPHIUCHUS. Karmic relationships. This could be with lovers, friends, family, you name it. This comes from the past. This is passed down. Our ancestors had to go through each of these tests as well, not just us. They had to go through it. And it feels, the energy that I'm getting off this one, it feels like your past ancestors, one specifically that watches over you, has passed this test. So now they're kind of passing it down to you to create this change. And I think you're doing well. What else can we get here? Using your voice. So disband, to dismiss from military service. That's funny in the picture here. It looks like somebody on a flight deck. This would be maybe 40s, 50s, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of looks like that. And what's the number on the plane? I want to say 08, but it's kind of cut off. Disband, where is it? Dismiss from military service, to disperse, to retire from military service, to dissolve connection. So whoever this past loved one is that maybe wants to get a hold of you or that's watching over you, at one point they went through whatever they had to. They went through this karmic relationship, and it could have had to do something with the military. Whether this be like the Air Force or something like that to do with the war. There was some sort of disaster But whatever it was, they learned the lesson at the very end of this. Okay? Can we get another message? I haven't had a medium moment in a little while. You want another message to come out for the Hierophant? Do you deny your inner child affection or love and attention? Going back to this Page of Cups, certain things you don't want to take a look at. That could very well help you on your next level. Okay, if you've already surpassed everything else and you're not really interested in the drama anymore, you get to the next level. So that would be a part of acknowledging certain things internally. And it may take some time. It's not like you have to attack it all at once and just sit there and wallow in like a whole bunch of pool of hurt. This is just like, pay attention to little things. Maybe your inner child wants you to pay attention. Again, on the scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think you deserve to suffer? Now you know what to do. This could be in leading other people too. Because I think you see that as well. You see, even though other people are in a karmic state, they still have value. That could be your weakness too. That ability to love yourself so much that you see in other people so much potential and you love them so much because you see a part of you. You're like, I was like that at one point. You have that understanding. So it may toy with you a little bit, but that's part of your healing journey too, is this whole idea of understanding, creating healthy boundaries as well. Island Time Wellness card. Trust. Birch like a branch. Okay. Sunglasses. Watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. So people are definitely keeping an eye on you and watching you for what you're doing. Okay. Whether this be in the workplace or this is at home, people are noticing you. They may not want to show that they're looking directly at you. That's giving me this energy here. It's kind of not like a forward stare. It's just like a side stare. But you're looking directly at the people that are looking at you. You're not afraid to face them. You're not afraid to look at them. There's some people that may be enamored by you too. They may want to copy you a little bit. Chaser in a codependent relationship for fear of abandonment issue. People that have faced abandonment sometimes cling to new energy. They cling to really vibrant energy and they kind of want to be attached to them in some way because it gives them a form of safety, it gives them a form of comfort, and it gives them a form of like purpose, even though it's not their own. Not to say that that wouldn't be their own, maybe it is, and they're supposed to learn from you, but they have to learn the difference to separate their energy from another person or entity so that they don't overly consume that whole chaser energy here. And you could just be really charming. You could really be attracting right now. But I think you're making healthy choices in love and in life and self-love, self-care, and being happier. That's part of this whole new age, new actions taken, new respect for this whole process. Everybody develops at different times. No judgment. What do you deserve? Okay, let's touch a little bit more on this 10 of Clubs in reverse. And then we'll go to the runes. We'll get you some runes here, OPHIUCHUS. 10 of Clubs in reverse. It was basically coming down to opinions of others, masks of others, influence of others, advice of others, or people talking in general, how they felt about you, their own situations, and comparative. So that's this 10 of Clubs energy, right? I get a little bit more on that. Maybe they've seen the things that you've been through, or they really admire how you carry yourself, and it may not be noticeable of the things that you went through. It's very possible that you don't look like what you've been through. Okay. And that can be attractive. Some people really find that attractive. Yeah, difficulties, intrigues, a traitor. That's 2 in a row. Or this could be somebody in your energy too that you find to be. That's 2 in a row. These ones came out back to back. All right. Deceiver, subterfuge, or some losses will occur. But the way I'm picking up on this energy here is what's showing on the outside compared to what is going on internally or what you keep hidden from other people. Now, I don't mean to give your cards away to anybody else watching this if they're cross watchers, but whatever this is, it's not what it seems. This energy is not what it seems. And there was a turn down of something that was more childish, I want to say. And not childlike, I mean childish, as in like juvenile or doing something because you don't know better sort of thing. But it's a turning down of that. So maybe he is to partake in all this stuff. You didn't want to do that. 10 of clubs. 10 of clubs. One more, please. This came over the Hierophant. The Devil. Yeah, temptation. So are you really needing so bad to get into a certain clique or certain group and doing certain things? I don't think so. But this is temptation. And it comes over the 9 of clubs too, this person that's watching you. Work hard. Watching, stalking, looking, gaslighting. Focusing out. Yeah, they're just watching you. Sorry, my tag's on the side. Alright, that aside. Let's get some runes here. These are the Elder Furthark runes. Do your research. They have multiple meanings. And they each stand for a specific letter in the alphabet. As well as they have their own chakras. I just seen a blue dot. Success. We got moon energy. Right? Equivalent of the moon card. That which is yet to be seen. You're not supposed to know everything all at once. And that includes other people's motives. They may appear to be doing something on the surface when really they have an ulterior motive, okay? Legos. So that's this one right here. Can you see that? Right. And then we have manas. No, Iwas. This one right here. It looks like an M. Trust, faith, companionship. Shoo fly, don't bother me. And another one. 2 moons in a row. So 2 moon cycles from now. What do you need? Whatever this initiation they think they're putting you through, you're going to get some closure. You're going to get some understanding about it. Get a bit of a break from the old cycle. You've already broke off from the old cycle, but there's still temptation there. So I think you'll be okay. I don't feel like you want to suffer anymore, which is good. Who does, right? Remember to love you. Please do.